Do you believe in the existence of time travel? Or do you think it's impossible to travel through time? If you believe that time travel is nothing but fantasy, you're about to change your mind after watching this video. We've done extensive research and are now going to show you 10 fascinating, unbelievable cases of time travelers that will leave you speechless. So make yourself comfortable and grab something tasty to snack on. Number 10. Father Ernetti and the Chronovisor. The case of Father Ernetti is by far one of the most intriguing cases ever connected to time travel. Father Pellegrino Ernetti was an Italian Benedictine monk who lived during the 20th century. He claimed that he and a team of scientists had developed a device called the Chronovisor, capable of visualizing and even hearing events from the past, as if you were watching a movie on TV. Father Ernetti explained that the Chronovisor used electromagnetic waves to record and reproduce past events. According to his theory, every action, sound, and movement in the world leaves behind a kind of energetic imprint or echo that remains in space. The Chronovisor, he said, was able to capture these energetic traces and convert them into images and sounds, allowing people to see and hear past events. That would mean every past action, word, or sound theoretically still exists as an echo, accessible through the Chronovisor. A truly fascinating thought. Ernetti claimed that he and his team were able to witness key historical events such as the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, Napoleon Bonaparte's speeches, and other moments from the past through the Chronovisor. He said it was even possible to select any location and point in time from the past and view it like a film through the device. But the most astonishing statement by Father Ernetti was that he had seen actual recordings of Jesus Christ and his crucifixion. These images, he said, were displayed and even captured by the Chronovisor itself. He claimed that this footage was stored in a secret Vatican archive accessible only to selected individuals. The story of the Chronovisor first surfaced in the 1960s when Father Ernetti revealed in an interview that he had developed the device together with a team of scientists back in 1952. These claims caused a huge stir and sparked speculation about the possibility of time travel and the existence of secret advanced technologies. So does the Chronovisor really exist? A device that allows anyone to see and hear any event from the past? Are there truly recordings of Jesus Christ that are being kept hidden away? If you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Thank you. Number 9. The case of Sergei Ponomarenko. In 2006, a strangely dressed man suddenly appeared in the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv. He looked confused and disoriented, and he was carrying an old-fashioned camera. When passers-by noticed how bewildered he seemed, they called the police. 2 officers arrived and asked the man for his identification. When he handed it over, the officers were completely stunned. The ID looked like it came from the era of the Soviet Union, which had long ceased to exist. It turned out that this mysterious man's name was Sergei Ponomarenko, and his ID had been issued in 1956, making it 50 years old. According to the document, he was born in 1932, which meant he should have been 74 years old. But the man standing in front of them was clearly in his 20s, yet the photo on the old ID looked exactly like him. When the officers questioned him, Ponomarenko asked what year it was, and was completely shocked to learn he was in 2006. Ponomarenko claimed he came from the year 1958. The officers, baffled, took him to the police station for questioning. He explained that he was an amateur photographer and that in 1958, while taking pictures near Kyiv, he saw a silver object in the sky, shaped like a flying saucer. He even had a photo of the mysterious object, which he said he had taken with his camera. Then, he suddenly saw a bright light coming from the UFO, and that was the last thing he remembered before finding himself in 2006. The film from his camera was developed, and indeed one of the photos showed a silver object in the sky. The officers slowly began to believe him. They confirmed that his camera model dated back to the 1950s and that his clothes also matched that period. Moreover, the developed photos showed historical sites in Kiev as they looked before modernization, another detail that supported his story. Among the photos from 1958 was also a picture of Ponomarenko's girlfriend. The officers told him that this woman had died years ago. But here comes the most shocking twist of all. The police discovered that in 1958, this very woman had reported her boyfriend, Sergei Ponomarenko, missing, and he had never been found. For the officers, this was the final proof that Ponomarenko had been telling the truth. After all, the man had real photographic evidence, and the missing person report from 1958 matched perfectly. The case was verified by police records and confirmed as authentic. A truly remarkable story. Was this man really transported nearly 50 years into the future? Could the silver object Ponomarenko photographed in 1958, just before he vanished, have had something to do with his time travel? Was he abducted by aliens and dropped back on Earth in 2006? Number 8. The Man from Taured. The story of the Man from Taured is one of the most mysterious events ever connected to parallel universes and time travel. In 1954, a mysterious man is said to have appeared at Tokyo Airport claiming to come from a country called Taured, a place that didn't exist on any map. When he arrived at the airport, the man from Taured presented valid travel documents, including a passport and other forms of identification that appeared to confirm his claim of being from Taured. He insisted that Taured was a sovereign nation located between France and Spain and had existed for centuries. He also explained to the customs officers that he had traveled to Japan several times before and had never experienced any problems. The airport officials were completely baffled, since Taured could not be found on any of their maps. They became suspicious and thought the man might be a fraud. He was taken to a hotel room under guard, where he was supposed to stay overnight until the situation was clarified. But the next morning, the man from Taured had vanished without a trace. There was no sign of how he had escaped the room, and no trace of him anywhere at the airport or beyond. The door had been guarded the entire night, and there was no other possible way out of the room. The authorities were stunned and had no explanation for the mysterious disappearance of the man. The story of the Man from Taured remains one of the greatest mysteries to this day. What makes it even more astonishing is that this man carried valid travel documents clearly showing that he came from Taured. Some believe the man may have come from an alternate reality or a parallel universe, while others think he was a time traveler who originated from the future. Number 7. The Case of Goode. This man shocked the entire world with his claims and caused massive public controversy. His name is Goode, a so-called whistleblower who claimed to have been part of a secret space program involving advanced technology, extraterrestrial contact, and time travel. Goode said he had been recruited as a child into a special training program run by U.S. intelligence agencies. Because of his extraordinary abilities, he was one of the few selected to participate in this secret program. He had to undergo extremely rigorous training to prepare for upcoming time travel experiments and space missions. After completing his training, he allegedly took part in various classified space missions involving alien encounters, the exploration of distant planets, and the study of advanced technologies. Goode stated that during these secret missions, he met several extraterrestrial races. One of the ones he mentioned most often were the so-called Blue Avians. He claimed that the Blue Avians came from a planet called Avian, located in a far-off region of the universe. According to Goode, Avian was home to an advanced civilization marked by profound spiritual evolution. He described the Blue Avians as a highly developed alien race with human-like bodies, covered in blue feathers and with bird-like faces. They were said to be peaceful and spiritually advanced beings who worked for the good of the entire universe. Goode also said that the Blue Avians had shared with him important messages about the future of humanity and the need for spiritual growth. And now, we come to what is by far Goode's most fascinating and striking claim. He said he had participated in a top-secret program known as 20 and Back, in which he spent 20 years on secret space missions. After those 20 years, Goode said he was returned to the exact point in time when he had originally left, using time travel technology. Physically, he was restored to his original state, as if he had never been gone. This allowed him to return to his normal life with no memory of his time in the space program and without having lost any of his lifespan. He hadn't aged a single day. But slowly, fragments of his memories began to return, and over time, he remembered everything. Goode emphasized that time travel is real and is used regularly in secret government projects. Could this man really have visited distant planets and witnessed classified time travel experiments? Very, very interesting. Number 6. The case of Alexander Smith. This strange man named Alexander Smith claimed to be a time traveler from the year 2118. He explained that time travel is possible in the future and that he had participated in an experiment that allowed him to journey from the future into our present. As proof of his astonishing claim, he presented a photograph showing the Earth as it supposedly looked in the year 2118. Smith said the world of the future had changed dramatically, shaped by advanced technology such as hoverboards, personal aircraft, and global communication networks beyond anything we know today. He emphasized that the technology required for time travel doesn't yet exist in our time. Smith also said he was aware that his journey to our era was a one-way trip. He would never be able to return to the year 2118. He issued warnings about future threats, such as environmental disasters and other devastating events. Despite humanity's technological progress, he claimed that in the future, people face a massive problem, one he chose not to explain in detail. However, he hinted that humanity would eventually have to leave Earth and relocate to another planet. According to him, this migration had already begun by the year 2118, but he also stressed that most of humanity would not be saved. Smith appeared in several media outlets, including television shows and online platforms, to share his story and spread his warnings. Is this man truly a time traveler from the future? Did he really come from the year 2118 to warn humanity about an impending global catastrophe? Since Smith refused to say what kind of disaster it was, some believe it's something that simply cannot be prevented. Number 5. The case of Paul Amadeus Dienach. Paul Amadeus Dienach, a teacher from Switzerland, fell into a coma in 1921 due to an illness known as encephalitis lethargica, and didn't wake up until almost a year later. During this comatose state, his consciousness is said to have traveled into the future, all the way to the year 3906. The story of Paul Amadeus Dienach and his journey through time is particularly fascinating because it involves the concept of consciousness being transferred into another body in the future. This unique detail gives his account a distinctive twist compared to many other time travel stories. According to Dienach's reports, later published in the book Chronicles from the Future, his journey didn't occur physically, but through a kind of consciousness projection. His mind, he claimed, had entered the body of a man living in the year 3906. Very, very interesting. In this distant future, Dienach experienced what it was like to live in a world radically different from our own. He described in detail the social structures, technologies, and ways of life of that era. A key element of his reports was his observation that this future society was highly advanced, not only technologically, but also in terms of social welfare and justice. He mentioned specific technological achievements and changes in how people interacted with one another and with their environment. Dienach spoke of significant advances in medical technology that allowed many diseases, incurable in our time, to be completely healed. These included methods capable of slowing down aging and extending human life expectancy dramatically. Thanks to this, people of the future could live to be 200 years old, or even older. He also described a society in which war and conflict were things of the past, and humanity focused instead on personal growth and the collective good. One of the most fascinating aspects of his story was the rise of human consciousness itself. Dienach spoke of an elevated state of awareness, a spiritual awakening through which people experienced a deeper connection with each other and with the universe. He also said that people in the future understood many things, such as the workings of the universe, far better than we do today. Another striking part of his account was how Dienach's consciousness returned to his own time. He described awakening from the coma in 1922 with a profound understanding of human existence and a message of hope and progress. Did this man's mind truly travel into the distant future while his body lay unconscious for nearly a year? Is our consciousness truly capable of leaving the body and even traveling through time? Quite fascinating. And it's comforting to know that the world still exists in the year 3906 and hasn't come to an end. Number 4. The case of Andrew Basiago. Andrew Basiago is a former lawyer who claimed to have participated in a secret government project called Project Pegasus, which took place in the early 1970s and focused on time travel and teleportation. He said he had been involved in this program as a child and took part in experiments that allowed him to travel through time. Basiago claimed that he had journeyed both into the past and the future, visiting major historical events such as the American Civil War, as well as future periods up to the year 2045. He said he traveled into the past to witness battles and key moments of the American Civil War firsthand. The boy you're seeing in the photo right now, he said, was him, standing at Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address in 1863. Basiago described his experiences in numerous interviews in great detail. He claimed that Project Pegasus was operated by the U.S. government as a top-secret facility, dedicated to researching advanced technologies, including time travel. Basiago said the program used technologies based on the inventions and theories of Nikola Tesla, making teleportation and time travel possible. According to him, this technology allowed participants to instantly travel across vast distances, beamed from one location to another within fractions of a second. Extremely interesting. Basiago also claimed that as a child, he was teleported to Mars several times to carry out specific tasks and scientific missions. These Mars missions, he said, were part of a classified space exploration program run by the U.S. government. So what do you think? Did this man really take part in secret missions and time travel experiments as a child, even journeying to Mars? Who knows? Number 3. The case of Bielek. Bielek is a fascinating figure known for his astonishing claims about time travel. He said he was part of the Philadelphia experiment, which allegedly took place during the 1940s. Bielek also claimed to have later been involved in the Montauk project, which was said to research advanced technologies such as time travel. He stated that he had traveled through space and time, experienced different time periods, and even glimpsed the future. Bielek gained worldwide attention in the 1980s after giving a series of interviews and lectures about his experiences in the Philadelphia experiment and the Montauk project. His stories sparked both intense interest and deep skepticism, and remain highly controversial to this day. According to Bielek, he and his brother had taken part in the Philadelphia experiment, a secret U.S. Navy project in the 1940s. The experiment allegedly involved a warship called the USS Eldridge, which was made invisible by generating powerful electromagnetic fields. Bielek claimed that the experiment went wrong and resulted in unexpected side effects, including time travel and the disappearance of several crew members. He said that during the Philadelphia experiment, his memory had been erased and that he was given a new identity. He claimed to have originally been known as Edward Cameron before becoming Bielek, but that he eventually regained all his memories. Bielek also claimed to have later taken part in the Montauk project, which was said to have taken place in the 1980s at the Montauk Air Force Station on Long Island. This project allegedly explored advanced technologies, including time travel, mind control, and teleportation. According to him, he traveled through time and space, experiencing various time periods, including the future. In his interviews and lectures, Bielek often emphasized that he retained vivid memories of his time travel experiences and his exposure to advanced technologies. He also claimed that the Montauk project had direct connections with extraterrestrial beings, and that his journeys through time and space even led him to alien worlds. Bielek passed away in 2011, but his astonishing claims and the information he revealed are still seen by many as evidence of secret experiments and government time travel projects. Was this man truly part of classified experiments involving time travel? Was his memory erased to prevent him from exposing these secret programs? Apparently, the memory wipe didn't work all that well. Number 2. The case of Mike Marcum. Mike Marcum was a self-proclaimed inventor who, during the 1990s, attracted major media attention with his claim that he had built a working time machine using Tesla coils. His story fascinated the world because it seemed to support one of the most captivating ideas ever conceived, the possibility of time travel. Marcum claimed that his time machine allowed him to successfully travel into the past. He said his invention was based on the principles of the famous inventor Nikola Tesla and used electromagnetic fields to manipulate time. Nikola Tesla was a true genius whose inventions, such as alternating current, paved the way for the modern electrical age. One of his most well-known creations was the Tesla coil, developed in the 1890s. In connection with time travel, it's believed that the Tesla coil, due to its ability to generate intense electromagnetic fields, could theoretically be used to manipulate space and time. Some even believe that Nikola Tesla himself built a functioning time machine, one that was later hidden away in secrecy. Certain documents and blueprints for Tesla's most advanced inventions are said to be locked away by governments and private corporations. Only a handful of people on Earth are believed to have access to Tesla's confidential research and inventions. Could Mike Marcum be one of those people? Did he somehow gain access to secret information that allowed him to build a time machine? Very interesting. Number 1. The case of Andrew Carlssin. Andrew Carlssin was arrested on March 19, 2003, by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission for insider trading. He had successfully traded 126 high-risk stocks, turning an initial investment of just $800 into over $350 million in only 2 weeks, during a financial crisis when most investors were losing money. Incredible. There seemed to be only one possible explanation for how Andrew Carlssin had pulled it off: insider trading. But Carlssin denied any involvement in insider trading. Instead, he claimed to be a time traveler from the year 2256 who had come back to 2003 using his time machine to profit from the stock market. He said that everyone in the future knew about the 2003 market crash, and that he had simply traveled back in time to see if he could make some quick money. He never revealed the location of his time machine but promised to share certain information, including a cure for cancer, on the condition that he would be released from prison and allowed to return to the year 2256. Strangely, there were no previous records or traces of Carlssin's existence before March 2003. It was as if he hadn't existed before that moment. Carlssin was charged, but mysteriously disappeared from his jail cell before he could appear in court. Since then, no one has seen or heard from him again, and there has never been an explanation of what really happened to Andrew Carlssin. Did he return to the year 2256? How did he possess such detailed knowledge that allowed him to make over $350 million in just 2 weeks? Was this man truly a time traveler from the future? Now we'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you believe time travel is possible? Or do you think it's something that could never really happen? Which case did you find the most fascinating? Let us know down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.